This video is specifically how do we work with special right triangles known as 45, 45, 90 triangles. All right. Everything is based off of what you know, and some of you hopefully remember this from geometry. What we're doing is we're either trying to find a leg, which would be one of these two sides, or we're trying to find the hypotenuse. Okay. And it's all based on what we know. So if I know a leg, to find the other leg, in a 45, 45, 90, the legs have to be equal. If I know the leg to find the hypotenuse, I'm going to multiply the leg by the square root of 2. Now, conversely, if we know the hypotenuse, I have to find the other legs. So to find from the hypotenuse to find a leg, we're going to take the hypotenuse and divide it by the square root of 2. And then once I find that leg, the other leg's going to be the same measure. Now, in order to do these things, another thing that we have to keep in mind is that answers should always be in what is known as simplest radical form. That means we're going to have to rationalize if we have a square root in the denominator. Do not just change these to decimals. Okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to jump right in. I know this is the hypotenuse. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, X has to be a leg, Y has to be a leg. All right, to go from hypotenuse to leg, we're going to take the hypotenuse and divide it by the square root of 2. Now I'm going to clean this up by rationalizing, so that would be 8 radical 2 over 2. And then simplifying, 8 divided by 2 is 4 radical 2. Therefore, x is 4 radical 2. And because this is a 45, 45, 90, the other leg has to be exactly the same as well. All right? And again, when you're trying to figure things out, once you identify what's given, think of this chart right here that I gave you for 45, 45, 90. Okay? In this particular problem, this 7 is a leg. I know that I have to find U, which is the hypotenuse, and V, which is the other leg. Well, if I know a leg, the other leg has to be the same thing. Now, to go from a leg to hypotenuse, all right, I take the leg and I multiply it by the square root of 2. Giving me 7 square root of 2. And that's the measurement of the hypotenuse. Done. It is this easy. Don't overcomplicate this stuff. All right, so let's try one more. I recognize that they give me a leg. All right. It's a 45, 45, 90. So I know that I have to find U and V. Now V is the other leg, so that's going to be 3 square root of 10 over 5. All right, now let's take that 3 square root of 10 over 5. We're going to multiply this by the square root of 2, which is the same as the square root of 2 over 1. This simplifies to 3 square root of 20 over 5. However, I know that the square root of 20 I can simplify. So the square root of 20 is really 2 square root of 5. All right, that tells me then this is 6 square root of 5 over 5, and that's my missing hypotenuse. 6 square root of 5 over 5. Hope this helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions.